Hi, my name is Tapasa, and this is my persuasive speech on women's crisis centers. Did you know that 1 in every 5 women are actually sexually assaulted or fall victim to domestic violence? According to the Families in Alliance here in Idaho, in 2012, the FSA provided victim advocacy for 1,563 survivors of domestic and dating violence, sexual assault, rape, stalking, and human trafficking. The rates of survivors are rising every year, and those who reach out for help are also rising. If there is not enough help for the survivors or resources for them, they will never recover from the trauma that has happened to them in the past. Every person deserves a full life. Being sexually assaulted or being a victim of domestic violence was not a choice made by any one person. Bad things happen to good people, and they're not always a place for them to go out to find help for the things that they need. I know that lots of people have had problems with domestic violence, and these numbers rise every year, which is why this problem has become so pertinent to every person's life. The Family Services Alliance of Southeast Idaho allow these people to recover and to find the help and services that they stand in need of. The thousands of women, men, and children that are looking for this help rely on us to donate and to help volunteer and fundraise for them. I have a lot of interest in this topic because I know someone personally who has used the help of these crisis centers, and I know that this is a very big problem in our world today. I have spent a lot of time talking to my friend about what goes on in these centers, and I have realized that they do help a lot, and it takes a lot of time for them to recover and lots of steps. Many doctors, therapists, and other people have struggled with these same things, need the help from these centers. And I know that by us giving, that they will be able to get the resources and help they stand in need of. I am showcasing a few of these ideas to better educate you all and to help encourage people to be more educated and to find out how they can help out. With all of that is wrong in the world today, there are so many things that need to be closer paid attention to, and all these things that need our help. Crisis centers are just a small part of things that need our help and of people that stand in need of services and resources and other things that need to be helped out in our society every single day. And I know that these things do make a huge difference in many people's lives, and that we can help them just by doing small little things. The centers are not big enough for every person that needs the help. I think that if they are better funded, they can spread more across America, and that all the good and recovery that comes from these centers would be part of a big step in making America a better place for every single person. And if we help and donate to the cause, that they would be able to help more victims of sexual assault and domestic violence. And according to the 2012 census, there are roughly 15.7 million women in the United States. So that would mean that roughly 31,400,000 women have or will be assaulted in their lifetime. What if this was something that we could help? Well, there is a way. Women's centers enable us to find the help that we stand in need of, and as a woman, I know that places that make me feel safe are not always available at all times, and so I know that people need to be more aware of where these places are located, and that hundreds and thousands of volunteers and doctors and therapists, they are working long and hard hours in order to make these women feel safe and help them to a full recovery so that they will live a life that they deserve. And there's always events that are going on to help fundraise or bring awareness, and these events not only help to bring awareness and fundraise, but they help bring those that have been affected to come together, to bond, and to recover better. And more individuals get help from these fundraisers and from these events, and that I know that not all people feel like they're able to reach out to centers because they're either too ashamed, too embarrassed, they're not educated with what goes on, and they don't know always what can happen at these centers. Like, they don't know that they can provide food, shelter, clothing, anything really that you need. So like I said before, these events that happen, they are not always just for fundraisers, but also about just bringing awareness to people and to help them come together to find a bigger support system and a better support system, and people that may not always feel comfortable talking about these things, they will come together and be able to bond over their past experiences and traumas that they've been through. And some of the events that are put on for the purpose of fundraising, there are many that happen in Idaho, and there's one called the Recovery Art Display, and this one wasn't necessarily fundraising, but it gave awards to people, and it helped people of all different backgrounds come together to learn more and to grow more as people of a common background. And I think that these events are especially important because they help and show people that it's okay to have problems, and it's okay to hurt, and it's okay to not be a perfect person in society because of the things that you've been through. And many people don't know that there are many different types of crisis centers across America. There's some for children, women, men, whole families that are trying to get away from things, divorced parents, kids who've been run away from home. Even though Idaho is working hard to get these events put together and all these other things, I think it's also important to know that we can each do something every day to help, just by donating a few dollars or a few hours of our time. I know that most people on Saturdays or Sundays, those are their lazy days, but you can go out and help, put like flyers out saying this event's happening, that event's happening. It said on a website that I found that they require 4 months for just a part-time position, or you can offer up a few hours of your time here and there in order to help these centers. And so it's not always like you need to commit full-time, you need to donate hundreds and thousands of dollars at a time. It's just a few things here and there that help make these places a better place. And this year there's been a big push. As you know, I said in my introduction that I'm an athlete here at ISU, but I'm also a part of the Student Advisory Athletics Committee, and this or SAC. And this year there's been a big push to educate people on sexual abuse and domestic violence. And so this year we're trying to get all the teams to do an event with purple and teal, which are the colors of sexual assault, to help fundraise for them at these different events and to do all these different things. So I know that through this we can become more educated and get with our community to help educate them as well here in Pocatello. And I know that if we give back our time and just a few dollars if you can spare it, I know that it will help raise awareness for sexual assault, and that we all need to be doing something to help better our nation and our own community.